Hello, listeners. You are listening to the Heart of Healthcare podcast. I'm Dr. Fervent, and with me is Dr. Vongdip. I'm very happy to announce that we have our first guest in the house, and it is no other person but Dr. Louisa Nwachukwu. She's a consultant general surgeon in the Galmi Hospital and a missionary doctor in Niger State practicing in Galmi Hospital. She shares her story on how she got into missions, her passion for missions, God's calling upon her life in missions, and how she has also managed to build a career in medicine while still chasing her God's calling upon her life. It was a very insightful conversation. It was a very beautiful one, and I know you would love it too. So let's jump right into it.
My name is Louisa Nwachukwu. A graduate of University of Jos. I finished my medical school at Jos site and move on from there to do my internship in specialist hospital, Gusau.
Please move that part. There's a part I'm waiting for. How many fellowships do you have?
Finally, the Lord called me into residency with Pan-African Academy of Christian Surgeon, where I did my training in SIM Galmi Hospital, Niger Republic. So currently, I'm a fellow of COSESA. And
what is COSESA?
Okay, College of East, Central and South Africa. Yeah.
So you have fellowship with the East and
Southern and Central Africa.
No, fellowship of the Eastern African region, Central African region, and Southern African region. So let me elaborate. Yes, in Nigeria, we only have two colleges, the National Medical Postgraduate College, and we have the West African College of either physicians or surgeon. But you have a fellowship of three regions, Central, Eastern, and Southern Africa. Wow. I mean, only West Africa if you practice. Wow.
As my papa will say, all glory to the King of Kings, the Lord of God.
All of us, let's join missions. Let's follow God in mission also.
You said anything about mission?
She's a missionary doctor.
Oh, so you did not say that part.
Okay. I am an alumnus of PACS, and as we all know, PACS is just not a training body. It's a Christian training body which focus their vision and mission is to train Christian surgeons that are focused to reach out to rural areas. They're focused mostly on rural areas to be able to reach out to people that have issues, surgical problems that they find it difficult to access urban area. And not only that we not just care for them physically, surgically, but that we care for them spiritually too. So more like a holistic care. I would say that when I heard about PACS, it just jumped and, with me because of the vision we have in CMDA, caring for the whole man. So it was just like, God was just really preparing me. CMDA was just a bedrock and PACS just built up on that for me.
So there's actually a training pathway for doctors who want to invest their lives in missions, right?
Yes.
So you can actually train in missions, not only as a missionary doctor, but you can actually get academic fellowship college. That's what you are saying.
Yeah.
That's great.
I never really even thought about it first. I think up until conversations around sorry, we had some conversations about it.
I told you we're very proud of you. I'm telling you.
Up until then, it never occurred to me that there could be such, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure that there are other persons who, like me, thought if you want to go into missions, you are aiming for life or something of that sort. Or wherever you start your missions from, you just stay there.
You just stay there. You're a medical officer, no postgraduate training or something.
No, that's it. It marries not just training you in the surgical principle, skills and all, but also discipleship. So they incorporate that. There schedule training, the 5 faith training. We have spiritual book where you're being trained spiritually, schedule for the week, incorporate that. Your word rounds, incorporate that. You have attendings, and also it's just, you have Bible studies that you get to do weekly, book of the Bible you get to study. I have spiritual retreats I get to do, and it's just been surrounded in an environment where your spiritual life is important, that you grow spiritually, and also that you're also giving back. You can be in rounds, you're moving from one patient bed to another as you get to the patient. And even a junior resident can just talk to the attending after, I think, sir, we should pray on this patient, and we go ahead to stop the rounds, preach, share the gospel with the patient, pray with them if you have to. In theater, the anesthetics also go ahead before administering drugs. They share faith with the patient. Oh, we are a Christian hospital. This is what we believe in. And we believe that it's not just medicine alone. These are tools that God used to treat. Before I administer this anesthesia, I would like to pray with you. Take permission for the patient and pray with the patient before giving anesthesia. And you're scrubbing. So it's not just one level of prayer. It's like every level. When you're prep, you do your checklist. The next thing as attending is saying, leading the prayer, or the assistant, or asking the resident as you think, can you pray with us before we start this case? So that you're conscious that you're carrying God. It's like you're carrying the aroma of Christ wherever you go. In your clinic, when you're interacting with the patient, it's just that point where I remember a CMDA conference we had, and said that you need to be conscious to the point that when you hear the still voice, that when a patient walk in, you hear that the Holy Spirit say, this patient need more than just paracetamol, more than just a surgery. This patient needs you to talk with them. If they need you to pray with them, you're willing to pause and have that conversation and have that word with them and say, can I pray with you? It might just take you 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and it changes a lot.
I hope we're not about to open a Bible verse. You talk with a missionary doctor, you're in trouble. You are in trouble.
It's a very important thing, because traditional medicine before now, up until recent time, that WHO and general medical practice is opening up to the spiritual side of human beings. Yeah. Prior to then, it was basically just the physical side of let's treat the malaria, let's just treat this, let's just treat that. But human beings are much more than that. Human beings are much more complex than that. And there's a spiritual side.
No, there is. Now,
must be addressed.
The definition of health now is not just, I think the health is the holistic. How do they even put the definition?
Not just the absence of
ill health, but it's a state of complete, wellness, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, not just the absence of ill health. I think now they are opening them. I think the WHO is open to some other dimensions of health, and I think I want to commend Parks. The quality of training is not substandard. It's actually international based. Yes, so that's an opportunity for doctors who are very invested in missions to get quality postgraduate training. So with quality skill and knowledge, they can administer holistic healthcare to their patients. I commend Parks for that. I think for all of our listeners, there is we are raising awareness that there is a pathway like this. There's a pathway like this. We must not all be in the teaching hospitals in Nigeria. You can still, and especially if you are invested in working in rural settings, this gives you an opportunity. And by the way, the training opportunities in different parts of Africa. Nick has traveled a lot. Where are the places where you train?
Yes, basically, Parks have general surgery training program across Africa. Just like we have one in Niger Republic, Galmi. We have in Bingo, Cameroon. We have in Gabon. We have in Arusha, Tanzania. Tanzania have a new training center in Kenga too. So they have 2 training centers. We have one Kibui in Burundi. We also have 4 training centers in Kenya. They have 1 training center in Togo. We have in Madagascar. So we also
how many have you gone to?
Wow. Ethiopia too.
Colleague, don't be colleague. Some are senior colleagues.
There are still many more that are growing and coming up. That Pax is trying to elaborate. The aim
is it only
to be able
surgical
to have,
specialties?
not just surgical. A major part has general surgery, but we have obstetric in Kenya.
Yes.
We have anesthesia. There's also orthopedic, both pediatric orthopedic and the main adult orthopedics. Then we have pediatric surgery. We also have head and neck surgery, and then cardiothoracic is for fellowship. They just started the cardiothoracic CTC that was inaugurated in Tenwek. So a lot is happening in Pax, expanding, and not just to take surgical care out there, but to take the gospel out there. So it's using one stone to kill two birds. And
what about those of us who are physicians? Those of us who are physicians, what hope do we have with Pax?
We on Pax level, I think it's something they will look into, but I know that there are other program training for physician that is in Cameroon. I don't have much detail about it. It's also a residency program for, I think, about 5 years of physician and all that's going on. So we look at that. So Pax is basically dealing with surgeons, surgery, Christian surgeons, and we're seeing and hoping, that God will help to expand and spread the gospel. And there's a lot of people that are, that still don't have access to surgeons in the rural areas. The proportion of patients to the surgeons are still...
I agree. Especially skilled surgeons.
Skilled surgeons. So that's what they don't want to train substandard people.
True.
That people that are qualified, that you are trained in character and in skills, be able to rightly divide the word of truth.
I like that. Sorry, so there's this question that's been on my mind. Fervent has been accusing those of us who are doing residency in Nigeria, or rather who did residency in Nigeria, that our work is Jackie work. Please tell us, you that have gone to different countries and have trained here, please, is their workload like our own? Is medicine this hard in those other places? Is residency this hectic in those other places? It's 5 minutes now.
I want to say that, the training of medicine in all residency is not an easy task at all. It's very demanding of your time, energy, skill, your mind, everything. You need to be focused, but because you're not just dealing with animals, you're dealing with human lives, and every decision can change the sequence of things. So there's great deal of attention and focus that is needed. So it's tedious, it's hardworking, and
this is why you do fellow talk. Tell Fervent.
What I'm saying
is residency training abroad, because you've gone to, I know you've gone to multiple countries. You've trained in Kenya, you've trained in some of those countries you mentioned. So is their residency training program, are they as busy as we are? Do they come to work early, 7:38, and leave as late as 5, 6, 7?
Yes.
Say that yes with a lot of, so that he will know. He will know.
Well, I don't want to scare anybody, but during my residency,
this man said he was going to leave clinical practice because our work is hard.
No,
it's personal to me.
During my residency, I can remember when I started residency that I leave my house when the sun is not up, as early as 4:30, and I go back when the sun is down. Sometimes I leave the hospital 6:37. So I leave my house to the hospital, it's still dark, and I'm going back, it's dark.
But I leave my house by 7:30, so at least the sun is coming up. So we're trying, right?
Because what I'm saying is that, for example, in Galmi, a resident, the schedule is that conferences start by 7, but residents need to be up to do pre-rounds before that time.
Yes.
So depending on the number of patients you have to see, and you don't want to just see your patients superficially, you need to be up and be there early. So let's say the earliest time you should be there should be like 6, for if you know that you'll be able to finish seeing if you have 20 patients or 10 patients or 5 patients, you're able to round on each of these patients, ask for your lab requests, document on the patient, examine the patient, and you're done by at least 6:55 to be seated in the conference hall.
By the way,
for conferences.
What they call conferences is what we call morning meeting reviews. And this is not only worship, even in South Africa, those things start by 7 o'clock. So morning review starts by 7 a.m. Yes.
Oh, wow.
No, I just want her to say I experienced. So let's not, we're talking just before this episode, we're talking about how the Nigerian healthcare system, although not perfect, but at least we're pulling our weight. Yeah, we're trying our best, and there's still room for improvement, but we are trying to be at par with other people, with our contemporaries, other African countries. We're not using any country as standard. We're saying that we're the standard to ourselves, but we're holding ourselves accountable. Wow. It's really good to hear from you. Continue so that this man will know this program is the way it is.
It's just all about good patient care, knowing that whatever care you're giving, you're not just doing it for your attending or your consultant, but you have one master that you'll be accountable for all the patients you're seeing. So you want to give in your very best and do everything within your power, that you give the best possible care to the patients. So it's tedious, but it's doable.
When you mentioned the places parts operate in Africa, is it just in Africa, right?
Yes.
It's just in Africa.
Yeah.
You didn't mention Nigeria.
Yes, Nigeria doesn't have one yet, but plans are all going. They are looking at probably they will start one soon. I don't know if you know about Egbe Mission Hospital in Kogi State. Just not far away from here. I was there few months ago, last year. It's a nice place. You need to visit that place. Luckily enough, Egbe have a nursing training center. They have a lot of nurses. They are training there. They also have a family medicine residency program there. Wow. And they're looking at seeing if PACS can start up a program there, but it's still in higher level. They're still discussing it because there are criteria that need to be met before a PACS program can start in a place. Yeah, so there are other things they need to meet. Availability of surgeon in the place. Do they have standard theater? Do they have places for accommodation for the resident? Because you need to provide accommodation, number of the patient workload. These are just few things among other things that PACS administrative will come and visit and vet the place. Does this meet what we stand for before they will now look at
I really wish this was a video podcast, and to soon be. And I'm saying that because I think if our listeners were looking at her, they would not immediately think she was a missions doctor, because it's a picture people have of what a missions doctor should be. True. And I just want to go back a bit. What did you think of a missions doctor? As at the time you were saying you wanted to become one, and what really convinced you that you needed to be one? I know you say that in passing, but I want to be able to elaborate.
Okay, I think for me it has been a journey. Like everything started from medical school. It wasn't clear that I want to be a missionary doctor, I can say. But how it started was, just one class mission awareness, and had a capro staff that came in and talked about missions and all, and it was just like something just stirred up in me, and it was very burning and interesting. I can remember clearly, meeting that capro staff, talking with them, got their contacts, and a few weeks later I went to the national office in Jos and reached out to them and tell them I want to be a missionary, I want to do missions, I want to get into missions and all of that. And the man I met, luckily, he's a missionary doctor working with capro. He smiled, he asked me a lot of questions about my background and all. Found out I was just in medical school second year, and he advised me. He said, but where I came so like, I also want to start. I want to leave medical school and just jump in, and he was just very zealous and all. I remember this man talking to me that, you'll be more useful to God in missions when you focus on your study, finish, graduate as a doctor, then, you will be able to know better where you want to function in. That for now, what you can do, you can go for Operation Joshua, do DMEP, get to see mission field, interact with missionary on the field, get their experience, how they do things, how was their challenge, pray, give. And I felt disappointed, but it was okay.
They don't want to enroll you.
So I was like, okay, I will pick up with the Operation Joshua. I signed up for DMEP. The DMEP, then they were having a set we're just finishing. So he said, and they'll be going for field view, like what we do in IMM.
Yeah.
So I signed up to join with them. And we went to a village in Plateau. I don't know if you know the place. I can't forget that village. Tal.
Yes.
I went to Tal. It was a long journey from here. Get to
Very
the land.
long
We
journey.
got there. We had to now go into mountains, valley, before we got to the house where some missionaries stayed in Tal. That was where we stayed with all the MEP.
By the way,
students.
that place is rocky.
Very rocky.
I know where it is.
Very
it's around
rocky.
the mountainous part
As
of
in, I can't remember the part, but
or something.
if you say the mountainous area, I was
Yeah.
like, we stopped our car and now take
trek.
motorbike. We had to drop some of our water. It's like dropping your weights because we couldn't carry everything in the bags of the water, but we ended up carrying just 2 and crossover. So I think from there, I just started maximizing every opportunity. If there's mission outreach.
That journey did not discourage you.
I was not discouraged. After that, the next one I went to was Bauchi, and that was where I met a couple that were missionaries. I stayed there for about 2 weeks with them in the field. They told me about their experience, how they have 2 homes. One of their homes is in the town and one in the field, based on the fact that the people are nomads. Like during rainy season, they stayed in the farms. During dry season of the harvest, they come to the town. So the missionaries have to follow them. You have to be like them. So that was how we got to this. But until the point I heard about Galmi, NYC, and I was thinking about what next for me after NYC. I was thinking about primaries. I even wrote primaries then. And I got to the year I started my NYC. I got to Galmi. That was the first time I heard about parks, and it just clicked to me because it gives me the opportunity to be able to do residency, further my career pathway, because I know I didn't want to just stop as an AMO, and also marry the fact that I can still walk my faith, I can be disciple, I can still use my skill, and together it's a platform where you can do that. And I was like, okay, I think this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be.
That's really beautiful. I know that there can be more stories there.
I know.
It
can be. Well, for you listening to it is beautiful. For me, it's not just beautiful. Neka is my classmate. Since from 200 level, she has always been like this. I know very few people in my life that they don't only talk about missions. If you call any form of outreach anywhere, they are excited to wake up from the way if I hear Lassa fever, I'm excited to wake up from sleep. That's how Neka is. I think the other person that I would think about is like Muknan. I know people that it's like that one thing that gives them fulfillment and joy in life. And personally, to have seen you work this journey this year, I'm so happy. I'm so proud, really. To see someone, and in truth, when she started talking about this mission thing when we were in school, all of us were very afraid for her. Not to say early.
I was afraid for myself too.
Do you know how many times? Do you know how many times has been counseled? Either when you go for a school interview, you say you want to be a missionary doctor, and everybody's looking at you. My God, you finish and join Capro, and they'll carry you to a village you march. None of that. But to see how God is faithful, to see how God has been able to flesh out a path for you, I'm quite very happy. I was telling you guys, she made fellowship early. And it's even the way she made the fellowship among our class guys. Wow. And truly only God can explain this pathway. The quality of training on her hand. There are very few people in that class that have that. Maybe with time, with more training for them. But it's not as if with time and more training, she too will not be having time and training. I'm saying that at this point, right? And this is one of the examples for me. Each time I think about NEC, I really get encouraged. It pays to serve Jesus. If God has set you on a path, He will make provision for it. It was one of the things we're talking about. True, God will make provision. And truly, you can ask anybody in my class. Everybody knows her heart. Everybody knows the way she bonds for this. How she got into the training, and now you are both a consultant general surgeon with the kind of skill you have, and you have a platform to do your missions the way you want to do your missions, unhindered. You can preach your gospel and still do perfect case, like very smooth surgical. Wow, we're very proud of you.
I would like to ask just one question, and then perhaps we'll close with that. I mean, it's been a beautiful journey, but was there at any point where you felt I could have done something? I should have done something. What have you faced any challenge in this process?
With this one,
something that made you think
I can bet my salary. I can bet my salary on that response. I'm telling you.
Perhaps maybe there was a point, there was something, one particular.
Do you know how many offers she has turned down? No, Nneka is a very close friend of mine. I know the offers she has turned. I know the opportunities she has turned. My God. Even some of them even meet her and look, Auntie, pray well, pray well, Let her respond.
I think about it, and I go back to I had colleagues. I'm happy with people that travel abroad and all, and I don't regret choosing this path. One thing that maybe people have thrown at my face would be like, "Oh, you're a very beautiful girl." I think that's the major part.
Yeah.
That you should have been married by now. You're just locked up in the village. Like, if you're in the city, you've been married, you'd have been all of that. But the question is this: are there no beautiful girls in UK, US, Canada that are not married? Or beautiful girls in Nigeria that are not married yet? There are a lot. There are surgeons, or they are in training, plastic surgeons, or whatever. But one thing that is certain is one verse that a friend of mine keeps saying when we're in medical school: every good and perfect gift come from above. So, and recently I saw a post. It said that where I am now are places I've prayed for in years.
Yeah.
So that answered prayer.
Yeah.
It shows that there is a God.
Mm-hmm.
So if I've prayed about this 5-6 years ago and I've answered it, meaning that God's timing, not my timing. And there's a joy that I feel when I'm scrubbed in my in my suit, like in the theater and operating. And the biggest joy is walking in the market and patients jump on you that you cannot even remember their face, and they just say, "Likita, yeah, niche, kengane ni, when the kimoni aiki." You see people move from being sad and they're happy. And that take me back to when I wanted to read medicine. This was the picture I saw. My mom, by the way, is a nurse. How people come to our shop that were sick and feeling down. And after they are healed, they come to thank her and they're happy. And that was where I knew I wanted to do medicine. I wanted to go into the medical line. I said, I want to be part of this. I want to be part of taking this pain, this hurts from people and bringing a smile in their face. So, if I'm given the opportunity to choose again, I think I will still choose this pathway.
Faven, what did I tell you? And by the way, let's put context to it. Where she's practicing is not a Christian-dominated place. So those patients she's saying are jumping on her are actually people of other faith. Very strong other faith. Where her mother is practicing is also not a Christian-dominated place. Yeah, so, okay, so there are some things I don't want to say because this podcast. I know some of the opportunities she has turned down because it will take her out of missions. Even the marriage that she's talking about. The last time we spoke, we had some other suitors. All of them are abroad. So I want to tell you that it is an option of choice, that you know what the Lord wants you to do. Nneka is one of those people that really encourages my faith. Yeah.
thinking about recently, and it's, I think perhaps you should have the courage to stop running and actually start going in a certain direction, not
True.
just running
From something. Yeah.
To start going somewhere. What is that thing that you're trying to do? What is that thing you're trying to achieve? What is God calling you to?
True.
What's that larger meaning that you're attaching?
True.
And, I mean, the vision of the house was saying just so big.
Yeah.
And there's so much. This was the finish. I shouldn't be the one saying this.
No, as I said, no, Nneka she's one of the beacons of hope people will look up to. As I said, she's my classmate. I'm very proud of her. Personally, I am. Our school president, she was my general secretary. You know, with the way she moved in school. You know, there was some time that some people thought you were going to have receipts because of the journeys she was traveling. Truly speaking, some of the outreaches, some of them are in between exams, you know, and with all of that, God remained faithful. She was not, in fact, she was not where close to it. I'm not saying those other people who had some challenges, God was not faithful. I'm saying that for our own case, because of the desire and, you know, the things God wanted her to do, you know, she has chased this dream this far, and it's an encouragement to the rest of us. For me to even sometimes, when I just told in the last podcast that I love my job, and it's not because my job is easy, you know, but sometimes when you think about the things other Christians are doing and how that they are sure that this is what God wants them to do, you are encouraged to continue. You push it forward, you push it on, and that's what energizes you to move on. I think it's good to find what God wants you to do. Find it early, don't run away from it. The Lord that has put you there will make provision for everything.
Louisa, it was good to have you with us.
Thank you.
I'm very glad to have you.
Let me also tell you, you're the first person we are interviewing outside the coast.
Yeah.
You're our first guest.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure, and it's nice being here.
Thank you for giving us a different perspective into missions.
Thank you. It's been God. Sometimes I just feel that God was just dragging me. I didn't know how far I would go, but it was just one step, and it was, I think, just obedience. Just taking it one step, because it's just God and just being obedient.
The rest of us are not going to shrine, please.
No, we're also, I believe that you're also following God in where God wants you to be.
Before you start preaching to me.
All of us, whenever I have a colleague that say, oh, we're in Canada, we're not serving devil. No, just know what God wants you to do part time and be there. And where God wants to move you from one place to another, when the time is ready, you don't need to struggle for it, and it will work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Like, subscribe, share, follow. Let's get this podcast moving. Thank you very much.
Thank you.